My name is Danielle Radeke and I am Miss Greater Waterbury 2018. I'm currently a senior nursing major at Quinnipiac University. I'm graduating this May with my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. I plan to become an obstetric nurse practitioner. I'd like to go on and get my APRN or my DNP and get a higher degree in nursing. I've wanted to be a nurse basically my whole life, and it really ties in with the Miss America organization because the Miss America organization values people who dedicate their life to public service. I have wanted to be a nurse since I was about 3 years old, and I kind of shifted between different medical careers like doctor, PA, etc. But I always came back to nursing, and it was really reinforced for me when I myself experienced illness in my family. My mom is a 2-time cancer survivor, and my grandma lived with cancer for 10 years before ultimately passing away. And seeing the way that nurses treated our family, not just as a clinical case, but holistically as a spiritual entity, as a family that had psychological needs, it was really empowering and really amazing how they took this horrible time in our life and made it a lot more bearable. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the worst point in my life, but these people have made it so much easier to bear, and I want to spend the rest of my life bearing that kind of burden with other families. And I just happen to love women's health, and I love the miracle of life and babies, and I think it's just such an amazing population to work with. And so ultimately I chose to go into women's health, obstetrics and gynecology, and neonatology. My personal platform is the Ronald McDonald House Charities. That's an international charity that provides a home away from home for children who are staying in the hospital. We actually have one in New Haven, Connecticut, so I'm very lucky to have one right by me. And I also have one in Long Branch, New Jersey, which is about a half hour away from where my family is and where I was born and raised. So I've been able to go to that house as well. It's, I always say, an extension of Children's Miracle Network hospitals, because the kids, yes, they stay in the hospital, but then their families have this financial burden of where they're going to stay long term while their children are in the hospital, and where the children are going to stay when they get out of the hospital and they're getting back up on their feet. So it's almost this extension of, yes, we have the hospital aspect, but we also are taking care of families holistically outside of the hospital. I was first introduced to Children's Miracle Network hospitals through Q-thon. It's our dance marathon here at Quinnipiac, where we raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, specifically Connecticut Children's Medical Center. So it's an amazing 12 hours of dancing and going crazy, and it's so fun, and I've loved being involved with that through the Miss America organization. I also have had the blessed opportunity to have my clinical at Connecticut Children's Medical Center in the Waterbury campus this semester. I chose that as my capstone because I knew there was no place I would rather be. I've been so fortunate to be raising money for them the last 2 years, and I wanted to see where those funds were going. The kids are just absolutely wonderful, the nurses are amazing, and it's given me this whole new appreciation for the job I do. So in everything we do, we have this why. Why do we put all our time into this one thing when we can do so many other things? And I've been asked that a lot as a busy nursing student just trying to get a degree, and why do I spend so much of my time with this organization and doing what I do, and waking up at 4 in the morning sometimes and not going to bed until 1 in the morning. And I have to say, it's really because I believe that God has called me so strongly to this cause. I've grown so much as a woman in the last few months. I've been Miss Greater Waterbury for about 4 months now, and 4 months can do a whole lot to you, and I really believe that this is why I'm here, and perhaps this is the moment for which I've been created. As Miss Connecticut, I want just to bring a great amount of good to the greatest amount of people that I can. I love this state. Connecticut is not the state I was born into, but it's the state I chose, and it's the state that chose me, and the state that has accepted me as one of its own. And the people here are just fantastic, and I want to be able to use this title to give back as much as Connecticut has given me. You are not your title, you are what you do with your title, and I want to embody that as Miss Connecticut. I'd say my favorite thing about the Miss America organization is that it takes values that women already have and it transforms them and brings them to the forefront. You may not know that you're a great public speaker, but Miss America organization does, and it'll bring that out of you. It makes you into the best possible version of yourself, and I love that it's given me this platform in order to speak my mind on how this country is dealing with issues and how this country is moving forward. And it's given me the ability to say what I need to say and make a positive change in this country, and I love that I have that opportunity. I think that it's just such a great cause, and it's so wonderful what this network of hospitals is doing for kids. It's not just giving them amazing health care, but it's giving them this home away from home. It's giving them coloring books. It's giving them beautifully painted, colorful walls. It's giving them toys. It's giving them trucks that they can drive to the operating room in. It's not just health care you're donating to, but it's their whole life while they're staying there. And just $1 can really make a difference. You may not think that what you're doing does a lot, but I've seen firsthand just what these donations are doing, and it's truly a miracle what these donations do, and I think that you should be a part of it.